Isis Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Laying the Ghost, written by Judy Astley, read by Liz Holliss. The moral right of the author has been asserted. This performance is owned by Isis Publishing Limited. My friends, we will not go again, or ape an ancient rage, or stretch the folly of our youth to be the shame of age, but walk with clearer eyes and ears this path that wandereth, and see undrugged in evening light the decent inn of death. For there is good news yet to hear, and fine things to be seen, before we go to paradise by way of Kensal Green. From The Rolling English Road by G.K. Chesterton. Chapter 1. 4 Seasons in One Day. Crowded House. Comfort food. Nell savoured the words, and felt her taste buds sparkle. What a delicious, creamy, heart-warming phrase. Some women, and although Nell wasn't one of them, she could sympathise here, hit the bottle when their life partner leaves them for the kind of glamorous new love interest that they naively imagine will never, even in the far-ahead fullness of time, require them to unblock a drain at midnight, or dig deep enough in a frost-hardened garden to bury a run-over cat. But Nell had recently discovered that she was one of the other sort, those who take joyfully to food as their new soulmate. If she were to be photographed now with the current love of her life, she would be snuggled up beside her fridge, possibly almost inside her fridge, fondly embraced by its door, and as close as she could get to the chocolate supply she kept beside the butter. She was well aware that either of the drink-stroke-food options had the dangerous potential to turn her into the kind of vast, unkempt bloater that much reduced the chances of filling that recent and still vividly scarred love gap in her life. But at least this way she wouldn't morph into a pissed-up wreck with a shot liver. Food, as solace, didn't cost you your driving licence, nor did it leave you with a lingering whiff of stale wine, or have you wondering what it was you'd said, and oh Lord, where, and in what circumstances, that was making the leery man from number 13 ask if you've got the purple ones on today. She thought of this now as she contemplated with deep and true affection the food on her plate. Her choice was, given where she was, possibly the most unlikely item on the menu. "You're not going to eat that?" Great, Nell thought, loaded fork halfway to her mouth. Along came the eternal family critic, just as she was about to savour a truly memorable feast. Mimi glared across the table at her mother's lunch choice, as if she'd never seen anything so completely crazy presented as foodstuff in her entire life. How does a 15-year-old girl do this? Nell wondered. How could Mimi twist her face into something that so clearly expressed incredulity, disdain, disgust, all at the same time, and all without losing her essential clear-eyed beauty? Anyone over 20 would look demented. This must have been what Picasso had been going for when he first painted 2 eyes on the same side of a woman's head. That will be it. Cubism kicked off with nothing more mysterious than the great artist capturing the expression of a teenager in a full-scale adolescent strop. Mimi's nose was sugar-mouse pink from the fierce sun and beginning to peel. But in the interests of enjoying a final peaceful lunch on this too brief 1-week escape, Nell decided this wasn't the moment to nag her yet again about sunblock, or to tease her that if she kept that face on, the wind would change, and she'd stay with that look forever. A row would follow. Lunch would be rushed and ruined. Only a few hours from now they would be at the airport, checking in for the homeward trip, and smoothing out the creases on snuggly coats in which to greet the freezing early-morning Gatwick air. The chance of another shot of blazing heat would be months away, if not years. This impulse trip to avoid being around to watch Alex moving his possessions out of the family home had wiped out his air miles account very satisfyingly. But with Alex no longer keeping it topped up for their use, future holidays would have to be within driving possibility, and could even, and Nell would prefer not to consider this, if more profitable work wasn't forthcoming, involve tents. "What's wrong with shepherd's pie?" Nell asked. "You like it okay when I make it." "That's in winter, at home," Mimi growled. "It is winter," Nell.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?